What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, Jake Paul, he's on his boxing rampage at the moment, but his latest opponent, Tommy Fury, seems to be the hardest opponent he's fought. However, Jake Paul, for my liking, seems to be getting a bit too delusional. And today we're going to go through the lead up to the fight, what the camps have been saying with some great new footage, and talking all things Jake Paul vs Tommy Fury. First video on it, so I'm excited to actually talk about this. But before we do that, today's video is sponsored, brought to you by, my viewers can already guess it, Manscaped. They have partnered with my channel for so long now, and today they are back with the Performance Package 4.0, and with Christmas coming around the corner, this is the perfect thing to buy. They've created the first men's all-in-one grooming kit. As you can see, you open it up, the packaging is amazing as always. Get the Lawnmower 4.0, the main attraction, waterproof cordless trimmer, built with advanced skin-safe technology, so it reduces any nicks and cuts when shaving downstairs and more sensitive areas. And I mean, the nights are getting longer now, boys, so the flashlight on this bad boy has never came in more handy. The Perfect Package 4.0 also includes stocking stuffers such as the Crop Reviver Ball Toner and the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. Keep you smelling good, smelling fresh. Don't want any of that stank down there. And for you guys like me who get a bit longer nose hairs, they've also got the Weed Whacker, probably the best nose hair trimmer I've used. Guys out there, if you want to keep your hygiene fresh, girlfriends want to get their boyfriends a gift, the Perfect Package 4.0 is the perfect thing this Christmas. So don't wait, go to manscaped.com, use the code Kavos20 for 20% off your order, plus free international shipping, plus 2 free gifts. Go do it now. And again, thank you so much to Manscaped for sponsoring me again. Best company I've worked with. Go show them love, support them, and let's get on with the video. So, Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. The fight everyone's talking about. Now, the first press conference, I did a little live stream for it. I thought it'd be fireworks. No. Fuck no. It was nothing but an absolute snooze fest. Jake Paul was there. Tommy Fury didn't even show up. Apparently he had personal reasons, which is fully understandable, but just reschedule the fucking thing. Don't do it just with Jake Paul. We're just sitting there listening to him spew shit the entire time.
That once was a bully.
Absolutely no one wants that. Before we jump into them going back and forth, Jake Paul and Conor McGregor potentially on the cards, and much more, let us go through, basic stuff, the tale of the tape. How Jake Paul and Tommy Fury match up, because I just haven't looked, I haven't seen, and I'm excited to see what advantages and disadvantages each fighter has. All right, so here we go. Here is how they match up. Jake Paul's actually older than Tommy Fury by 2 years, which actually I'm surprised about. Tommy Fury kind of looks older, probably because he's a beefier guy. Tommy Fury's won more fights. However, and I know I'm going to be greeted with the typical, you don't know how boxing works, Kavos. You don't know how it works, how people rise through the ranks. But let's not pretend that Tommy Fury's 7 victories are triumphs. The opponents he fought, first one, 102 losses, only 10 wins. Second one, 26 losses, 0 wins. Third opponent, 26 losses, only 2 wins. Fourth opponent, 11 losses. He's on an 11-loss streak. Next opponent, a 9-loss streak, 0 wins. Then he fought Jordan Grant, who had 2 wins. Finally, someone who actually had some wins under his belt. Anthony Taylor, only 1 loss. That isn't too bad. That's someone else up and coming. But Jake Paul, on record, is Tommy Fury's hardest fight. And I made this tweet the other day saying, oh, it's a bit embarrassing how a pro boxer coming up in the rank, your hardest opponent is a YouTuber. But it's all about the payday, it's all about the money, so people will be jealous as well. But Jake Paul, statistically, is his hardest opponent. Pretty funny. And again, Jake Paul, the hardest fight he fought was Tyron Woodley. Apart from that, everyone else was bums. That's what will make this fight interesting. Who is less shit? Continuing on, both lost 0, drew 0, knockouts, Tommy Fury 4, Jake Paul 3, both orthodox. Jake Paul has a 1-inch advantage. However, Tommy Fury's arms must reach down to his fucking knee, because even though Jake Paul's taller, he has a 4-inch advantage, 80-inch reach at only 6 foot tall. I need to see how long this guy's arm. There must be a picture where his arm's like down to his knees. There's a blurry picture of Tommy Fury as a kid boxing. Look at the size. Look how long his fucking arms are. Holy shit. Even still, he has long arms for a guy who's 6 foot tall. Jesus Christ. So Tommy Fury could keep Jake Paul at bay with just a jab. He has the reach advantage for sure. And as far as statistics go, that is about it. Tommy Fury with the reach advantage. The height is basically the same. An inch won't make a difference, but 4 inches of reach is pretty good for Tommy Fury to have. But now let's move on. What has been said between the two men on the lead up? The fight is a month away. We have a little bit of banter here and there. Whilst Jake enjoys afternoons in the arcade playing dance mat with his side ting, I thought I'd take 5 minutes out from the best camp of my life to say, nothing can save you now. December 18th, you'll see that you can't come in my world and not get hurt. Jake Paul responded in immature fashion, as you'd expect.
While Jake enjoys afternoons in the arcade playing dance mat with his side tings, space, I thought I'd take 5 minutes out from the best camp of my life to say, nothing can save you now. December 18th, you'll see that you can't come into my world and not get hurt.
What the fuck was that? However, Jake Paul and Logan Paul did make me laugh with his next one. If you don't know already, Tyson Fury is in camp with Tommy Fury for his fight. I'm pretty sure he'll be in his corner for the fight. Tyson Fury filmed his kind of cringy clip with Tommy, mainly Tommy being cringy, and Logan and Jake imitated it. I found it rather entertaining, to be honest.
First morning session, rather. Really happy with myself, the way things went. All the boys trained hard. How was it, Tommy? How are you feeling?
The run this morning was good. Good leg work, feeling good, feeling fit. Training team's doing the best job.
What's happening to Jake Paul?
He's getting knocked spark out. 2 rounds.
Jake Paul, we're coming for you.
Be ready. Be ready.
Really happy with myself as a trainer, happy with how things went this morning as a coach. Good morning session. Jake, how are you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good, and I'm ready.
Right. And what's going to happen to Tommy Fury?
I'm eating his ass in 2 rounds.
What'd you say?
I'm beating his ass in 2 rounds.
That's right, he is.
KSI also went to predict what he thinks would happen in this fight, claiming that Tommy Fury will crumble under the lights and Jake Paul will probably win.
Tommy versus Jake Paul. Who do you think's gonna win?
I think Jake Paul's gonna win. In my head, I can't see
Tommy winning.
No, in my head, I can't see Tommy losing. My heart is telling me that Jake wins.
Yeah, I see Tommy losing. I see him shitting himself on the big stage.
Surprising that Jake Paul was backed by KSI. Tommy Fury is by far his hardest opponent yet. He's an actual boxer, grew up boxing. I thought he'd be fully backing Tommy Fury. However, he clearly doesn't feel that way and feels like Tommy Fury is going to get slapped under the lights. If that does happen, Big John Fury will not be happy. He says this fight is make or break for Tommy Fury, and if he doesn't win this fight, he should give up boxing.
He's out there training, you know, but like I say, I'm not happy with the way these other people's performed. But Tommy knows he's up against a stacked deck, but he should still beat Jake Paul at a canter. And if he can't, there's no way in the boxing world for him. It's make or break for both men. But it'll hit Tommy harder because Tommy's supposed to be a professional boxer.
And that is really true. What John Fury is saying there is that, yeah, if Jake Paul loses, he kind of falls back on, I lost to Tommy Fury, he's a real boxer, so there you go. People will laugh, but if Tommy Fury gets beaten by Jake Paul, like John Fury says, he will take that so much harder because this is what he's trained for his whole life to be before he got swept up that Love Island fucking bullshit. And it'll be an embarrassment if he loses to Jake Paul. Quite frankly and easily put, to Tyson Fury, Tommy Fury, John Fury, they'll all be completely distraught if Jake Paul wins.
He'll do what he's got to do. But has Tommy got the skill to beat him? Yes. Has he got the power to knock him out? Yes. All it is with Tommy, he's young. Can he handle a big occasion on the night? You know, but I'm sure he's thought about it many times before. He's got the king of the ring in his corner. Tyson's going to be in his corner that night. I think Tyson's flying out in a few weeks to help him out.
John Fury's main concerns is actually similar to KSI's when saying he doesn't know if he'll be able to handle the big occasion or not because he's so young. Jake Paul has proved he can handle big occasions. He's done it multiple times now. Probably thrives on it. However, Tommy Fury's just fought bums. Never been a fight with all eyes on it like this fight will be. So we just have to wait and see how Tommy handles the pressure, to be honest. However, Jake Paul is a weasel. He's a little bastard, and he has proved us all wrong so far. It's so hard to write him off now. I must say as well that Jake Paul seems to be going off the rails a bit. He recently challenged Usman to a fight.
How about Kamaru Usman, another guy you've had some words for in the past? I don't know if you saw Usman's fight. What'd you think of Usman beating Covington?
I mean, he could barely beat up a 170-pounder. Took a lot of shots, man. He's getting old. right? He's 35, and I think that's starting to show. I think he's out of his prime already, and he's light work.
He thinks he'll make light work of Usman, which I completely disagree. Light work? You barely beat Tyron Woodley. You beat him because he stepped back and didn't follow through and absolutely mash you in the end. Tyron Woodley could have easily ended you, Jake. And I think Usman, I think he'd absolutely smash you, to be honest. And while we're on the topic of Jake Paul and UFC fighters, Jake Paul is saying that apparently the Conor McGregor fight is closer than the public realize and could happen very soon.
McGregor would kill him, and now it's like that fight could happen in the next 24 months, 100%. It probably will, and I will beat him. So,
is that McGregor conversation happening?
Yeah, it's been happening for a while. You know, we're talking to his team, and it makes sense. You know, he wanted me to get more fights under my belt and build up my name, build up my pay-per-view buys, and that's exactly what I've done.
So according to Jake, they've been talking for a while already, McGregor and his team, and all he needs to do was build up his resume a bit, and the fight could go down. Now, I don't know if this is all cap or if he's absolutely telling the truth. But, man, I've said it before, like probably a year ago whenever I made a video about it. McGregor would wipe the fucking floor with Jake Paul. McGregor isn't like Tyron Woodley. McGregor isn't like these other fighters. He actually boxed. He started boxing. He knows how to box. These other UFC fighters, they just scrap. They know how to punch a little bit, but they don't actually know how to box. McGregor does, and I think he would absolutely kill Jake Paul in a fight. However, would I watch it? Of course I would watch it. Of course, everyone's going to watch it if it happens. Entertainment-wise, sure. Let's see it. However, McGregor, after what happened with Poirier, I don't want him to come back after an injury and fight Jake Paul. I want him to come back and actually challenge for UFC belts, challenge UFC contenders again. That's what I want. I don't want Jake Paul in McGregor's storyline yet. Maybe when he's older and he wants to retire or some dumb shit, but McGregor could still have a few more years to give, but it remains to be seen. You know, he could just take the Jake Paul fight. Easy payday, easy money, easy win. And I wanted to end the video on this. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, even though they technically haven't had a face-to-face yet, they kind of have. In this video, made by Zero Fun TV, shout out to him, we get a taste of Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul face-to-face.
I'll start with you, Tommy. 3-4 months ago, if I would have ran into you in the streets and said, hey, you see Jake Paul?
The answer is no. The only thing I care about is leaving that ring with a win. And that's exactly what I'm coming. That's the mentality that I've got for this fight. So you better be ready for what's coming.
So tough and gangster.
This edit is done so well because this is obviously taken from the Tyron Woodley Jake Paul face-to-face. Edited Tommy Fury's one in with the Jake Paul responding to Woodley, and it actually seems like it's real. I love this.
Why did you choose him?
He's the perfect body. Can I hear you freestyle?
Out cold, hospital, Jake Paul.
Man, you're a gangster. I grip them cheeks after this.
I love them kind of edits that do that. And now we got a little face-to-face Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul face-to-face. So there you go. Tasty treat for you all. But yeah, that is it for this video. My prediction, like I said, I can't write Jake Paul off. He's proved us wrong so many times. I'm on the same boat as John Fury, KSI. If Tommy crumbles under the pressure, he'll get mashed. Jake Paul will slap him up. If not, it'll be a good fight. It's all up in the air right now. Leave a like on the video right now if you made it this far. Like if you want Jake Paul to get knocked out. I want to see him like ratings sky high for that. Comment below your prediction. Even if you don't want to comment, don't feel like it. It really helps the video out. Just comment Jake Paul wins, Tommy Fury wins. I'm going to read through the comments. My Instagram, my social media, my Twitter are down below in the description. Hit it up, follow me, all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel as well. Please do. Pushing out a lot of content, and yeah, really enjoyed myself. That is it for this video. Thank you again to Manscaped, absolute legends, for sponsoring this video. Until next time, fuck off.